soon as your turkey goes in, we need to start the broth. So you need some chicken broth for this, and then first things first, we need to slice up a medium onion. We need to cut up 1 medium onion. And the recipe said slice it, so we're going to cut it into slices. Alright, we need to melt 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter in a large saucepan. And make sure it is quite a large saucepan because you're going to need 8 cups of chicken broth. And that's a lot of fluid. You're going to need to melt it down. And then once it begins to melt, we need to add that sliced onion in. Or, the recipe also said you could slice up 2 shallots. So if you have 2 sliced shallots, you can do those as well. Now we need to add in our sliced onion or 2 sliced shallots. Now we need to add the neck and giblets from our turkey that have been cooking for a little while. So uncover the turkey for a minute. And then I'm going to use some tongs to grab them because they'll be hot. So here's the neck. Throw the neck in there. And then here are the 2 giblets, so let's get them in there. Okay, now that we have our neck and giblets in there, we're going to stir them around until they're browned, which is going to be about 15 minutes. Once your giblets are brown, we need to add 8 cups of chicken broth. So we have 2 containers here. Each one is 4 cups. So make sure you have a large saucepan for this, a large pot. Okay, now we need to add 3 sprigs of parsley. And you can vary this a little bit based on your taste, that's fine. 3 sprigs of rosemary. And then 3 sprigs of thyme. And then you need 1 bay leaf. Now we need to let this simmer while the turkey's roasting. So about 2 hours. And it says to simmer it covered, so we need to get a lid and throw the lid on there. Got our lid on it, now we're going to let it simmer for about 2 hours, give or take. You need to collect your fat drippings and your liquid from your turkey as it roasts. Pour them into a degreasing cup, or if you don't have a cup, just use a regular cup. Now the fat is going to rise to the top, and you're going to have to spoon that out and mix it with flour. We're going to spoon out the fat. We need about half a cup or so the recipe calls for.
I'm not holding you for I just want.
Half a cup is also 4 ounces. 4 ounces of separated fat poured into a large container, and then mix in half a cup of flour. Because it's a roux, you do half a cup of sauce to half a cup flour, equal ratios. And make sure you whisk it quickly. So we've got this over medium heat, and we're whisking it constantly. And now what we're going to do is slowly pour in our 8 cups of chicken broth that have been slowly simmering and gaining flavor. You need to make sure you strain all the spices and things out of your sauce. So grab your pan and pour it through the strainer. And make sure you whisk it constantly. Now that the broth is to a boil, we need to add in the rest of the dark roasting juices, so not the fat part. And then reduce the heat to a medium-low to simmer it. And that's going to thicken it up and make it the gravy we need. Okay, so reduce the heat to medium-low and simmer for 10 minutes. As for the gravy was really good, but it wasn't thick enough, and we probably could have got more fat from the turkey. So really take the time, let your fat drippings from the turkey separate, and really just use the fat portion to make the gravy. Good luck!